In 2023, they were the greatest story in football, a debut for the ages. But in the years that followed, the question wasn't whether they could play, it was whether they belonged for good. Imagine you got an A+ on a huge test, but everyone said you only passed because you got lucky guesses. That's how the Filipinas felt after 2023. For 3 years, they worked hard to prove those people wrong. To get their golden tickets to the 2027 World Cup in Brazil, the Filipinas first had to survive the 2026 Asian Cup, but the tournament schedule they were given wasn't a smooth or easy road at all. It was actually more like a super difficult obstacle course filled with hidden traps where one tiny mistake could end their dream instantly, especially since they were forced to play against giant teams that are much bigger, faster, and have more championship trophies. In the first game of the Philippines in the 2026 Women's Asian Cup, facing the Matildas at Perth Stadium in front of 60,000 fans, most of whom were wearing bright yellow, was like trying to survive a massive ocean storm in a tiny rowboat, because the home crowd was so loud and the Australian team was so powerful that it felt nearly impossible for the Filipinas to stay afloat. The Matildas struck early in the 14th minute. A deep cross from Claire Wheeler found Caitlin Ford, who headed it back across goal for Sam Kerr to finish with a clinical header. Following the early goal, the Filipinas settled into a compact defensive block that Australia struggled to penetrate. Goalkeeper Olivia McDaniel was instrumental, making several crucial saves. Even though the Filipinas previously lost to the mighty Australian team, they showed incredible improvement. Think of it like this: a few years ago, the Philippines played Australia and it was like a massive 4-0 blowout where the other team just ran all over them. But in 2026, the Filipinas turned themselves into a giant, unbreakable human wall that was so tough and stubborn that the superstar Australian players couldn't find any gaps to score. And even though they eventually lost 1-0, it was a huge deal because they forced one of the best teams in the region.
Can we just for a moment focus on the Philippines and the strategy that they used to hold the Matildas out?
Yeah, well, the Philippines, they knew, like Grace said, that they maybe don't have the personnel to really break down Australia. They were hoping for a transition maybe, but, you know, they went into this game sitting really compact and just trying to concede as little as possible. And, you know, you got to credit to them. It worked. They only conceded 1 goal, and I think that they'd probably take a lot of positives from that game and maybe take it as a win.
After the high-energy battle in Perth, the Filipinas' second match against South Korea. South Korea took control early, effectively sealing the result with a quick double punch in the first 15 minutes. The breakthrough came in the 12th minute. Kim Shin-ji finds John Yu-jang inside the box. She turns on a dime and slots a clinical low strike into the bottom right corner. Before the Filipinas could even catch their breath, disaster struck again just 2 minutes later. Park Soo-jong found a pocket of space at the edge of the area, unleashing a brilliant, curling right-footed rocket into the top bins. 2-0, South Korea. However, the pressure finally told in the 55th minute. A chaotic goalmouth scramble following a corner allowed Mun Eun-ju to stab the ball home, making it 3-0. Yet, even then, the Filipinas refused to go quietly. Late in the half, the Philippines earned a set piece. A looping ball found the head of Ramirez, who rose above the defense with incredible timing. The header was powerful, but agonizingly, it lacked the direction to find the net. The match felt like a heavy, heartbreaking rain cloud that slowly began to drown out their World Cup dreams. Despite every ounce of sweat and effort they poured onto the field, the clinical precision of the Korean goals felt like sharp arrows piercing through the team's spirit. The players and millions of fans back home were left feeling as though their hopes had been shattered into a million pieces. The scoreboard showed a 3-0 defeat that made the road to Brazil look almost impossible to reach.
The one thing that I'm obviously disappointed as a group, we don't like to lose. But the character of our players always shines, and the character of our young players definitely come on and show the exuberance and the excitement that we need, and that's backed up by our experienced players. And while again it's not the result that we wanted, we want to obviously be closer and closer to the best teams. It's also a very good experience and learning for all our players, young and experienced. So yes, I'm disappointed that we didn't get the result we wanted, but we can't focus on that now. We've got to focus on the next game and what we need to do against Iran.
Refusing to let those shattered pieces stay on the ground, the Filipinas stepped onto the pitch against Iran with a fierce and hungry look in their eyes, playing as if every single pass and every hard tackle was a way of gluing their broken dreams back together until the final whistle blew. It was a win or go home moment for the Filipinas. After 2 heartbreaking losses, the weight of a nation's World Cup dreams rested on their shoulders at Rabina Stadium. They didn't just need a win, they needed to prove that their spirit hadn't been broken. From the opening whistle, the Philippines dominated every inch of the grass. They peppered the Iranian goal with 23 total shots, 14 of them on target, but they were met by a wall. 38-year-old goalkeeper Raha Yazdani was playing the game of her life, making the Filipinas work for every single opportunity. Finally, in the 29th minute, the dam broke. Following a period of relentless, sustained pressure, the ball fell loose inside the box. Sarah Egesvik reacted with lightning speed, pouncing on the chance and firing it home. A tense VAR check for offside followed, holding the entire stadium in a breathless silence until the goal was confirmed. The celebration wasn't just for a point, it was a release of pure, raw emotion. As the clock ticked down, Iran threw everything forward in a desperate search for an equalizer. But the Filipinas remained composed, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. In the 82nd minute, the trap was sprung. Ariana Markey thread a precise, needle-threading pass to Chandler McDaniel, who stayed ice-cold under pressure. She finished calmly from the center of the box, doubling the lead, signaling a 2-0 victory that proved to the entire world that their spirit was far from broken and that the fire for the World Cup was burning brighter than ever before. Even after the euphoria of their 2-0 victory over Iran, the Filipinas were overwhelmed by a storm of mixed emotions. They stood on the pitch with their hearts pounding as they realized their fate was no longer in their own hands. Knowing they had to wait in agonizing silence for the results of the other groups to see if they would secure one of the best third-place spots that would grant them a golden ticket to the quarterfinals and keep their World Cup dreams alive for just one more day. The silence was finally broken when the news flashed across their screens that Vietnam had suffered a crushing 4-0 defeat against the legendary Japanese team. A result that acted like a sudden burst of sunlight through the clouds because it officially guaranteed the Philippines a spot as one of the best third-place finishers in the tournament, sending the players into a wild celebration as they realized their golden ticket to the quarterfinals was finally real. With the quarterfinals finally here, the Filipinas found themselves standing at a dramatic crossroads where 2 very different paths to glory lay before them. If they could pull off the ultimate upset and defeat the legendary giants of Japan, they would instantly punch their tickets to the 2027 World Cup in Brazil. But even if they fell short against such a powerful opponent, their dream wouldn't be dead yet, because the tournament rules offered a final safety net where they could still battle the other losing teams for one last, desperate chance to qualify. The quarterfinal match against the Giants of Japan turned into a brutal storm that rained down 7 unanswered goals, a crushing 7-0 defeat that left the Filipinas bruised and exhausted on the pitch. But even as the world began to count them out once again, the team refused to stay down and instead chose to shake off the dust of their heavy loss. Realizing that their World Cup dream was still alive and breathing, because they had earned one final winner-takes-all showdown against Uzbekistan. The match between the Philippines and Uzbekistan on March 19, 2026, was the most significant moment of the tournament for the Filipinas. Following a tough quarterfinal exit, this play-in match at Super Stadium in Gold Coast was their final chance to secure an automatic spot in the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. This was it. One game, One 90-minute battle standing between the Filipinas and a second consecutive trip to the World Cup. The heartbreak of the group stage was behind them. Now, only Uzbekistan stood in their way at the Gold Coast Stadium. After a scoreless opening half that tested every nerve, the Philippines came out for the second period like a team possessed. In the 47th minute, Jael-Marie, the player of the match, whipped a dangerous ball into the area. Angela Beer didn't hesitate, connecting with a stunning volley that sent the Philippine bench into a frenzy. 1-0, and the dream was within reach. But they weren't finished. 5 minutes later, Guy struck again from the wing, carving open the Uzbek defense. She found Jacqueline Savitsky, who soared through the air to deliver a bullet header. 2-0. In just 5 minutes of magic, the Filipinas had seized their destiny. As the final whistle blew, the scoreboard confirmed what many thought was impossible. From the rainy pitch in Australia to the vibrant streets of Manila, the celebration began. The journey of the Filipinas is never just a game. It is a cinematic saga defined by high-stakes drama and pulse-pounding entertainment that keeps an entire nation on the edge of its seat. Whether they are weathering a double punch from a powerhouse opponent or fighting through the tension of a VR review, every minute on the pitch feels like a scripted thriller where the underdog refuses to blink. This team possesses a ferocious, iron-clad determination that transforms every setback into a setup for a comeback, proving that their spirit is far more resilient than any scoreboard could ever suggest. Even when the road to Brazil looked clouded by doubt, their unwavering resolve acted as a lighthouse, guiding them through the storm and turning their World Cup dreams into an undeniable reality. The Filipinas have officially punched their ticket, and their next destination is the FIFA World Cup Brazil 2027. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to join our community and see more inspiring athletes and sports highlights.